be able to.
Okay, so you're bringing grass for them to eat. These are 2 horses?
Yep, 2 miniature horses.
All right, so tell me about them. They're your daughters?
Yeah, she just bought them in West Virginia yesterday.
And she got both of them for 150 bucks.
60.
So you can, these were literally $80 horses.
Yeah.
So
I wanted more.
I didn't know you could buy a horse for $80. And you said they're mean? So what kind are they? One's a miniature, right?
They're both supposed to be miniatures, but he's too tall to be a miniature, and he's a stallion.
And you didn't know it was a stallion.
Nope, it's okay.
And a stallion means its thing still works.
Yep, he can still breed. It's okay.
What's the I guess if they cut its things off, it can't breed, and what's called what?
It's called gelding.
Okay, that's a gelding. So this is a stallion. So
it's a stallion, and the guys that had him said they only had him for 3 months. They did not even know he was a stallion. And Heather didn't know he was a stallion until he was rearing up, striking out at her. She's like, ah!
I guess when it was mounting the other one, it was a clue.
Well, that happened here.
So for all you know, she might be pregnant.
She could be. And she was only supposed to be 1, but we looked at her teeth yesterday. Once Heather got her haltered, she's closer to 2. So she could actually be bred. But right now she doesn't. You're okay.
Now how old's the boy?
We figure he's at least 5, but his I can't really tell. His teeth are indicative of him being at least 5. He's got his wolf teeth. Wolf teeth are on the side, right here. And they get them when they're about 5.
So you said it costs a couple grand a year between food and vets and all that stuff.
Yep, and they have to have their feet are too long right now. Their hooves are supposed to be about half the length that they are. And not all farriers will trim minis because they're so small. So you have, some farriers.
A farrier?
A farrier, guy that cuts their feet.
That's his job? That's all? There's enough work to go around for that?
Yes.
Now, do they have horseshoes?
They don't put shoes on minis usually because, well, I guess if you were going to use them pulling a cart on doing a lot of road work, then you could. But a farrier, a real blacksmith, can make a shoe to fit any horse. But they use a forge and an anvil. But usually people don't shoe minis. We had about 8 minis out at the expo last Sunday, and none of them had shoes on.
But all full-size horses are shoed?
No.
Or only if they're on the road?
Only if you're doing rocky trail riding, like the Fort Valley stables. All of their horses have shoes on because the trails are so rocky they'll just crack and break their hooves to pieces.
Now explain that these were listed at $200 a piece, and then she negotiated for $80 a piece, 2 for $160. So how the hell is that common? I would expect, I would have thought these would be like thousands of dollars. I didn't know what a horse cost.
Well, you can get, sometimes minis do cost that much, but these are just, I would have to say, junk minis. He is a good-looking pony, but he's probably a pony mini cross. He's too tall. The standard for miniature horses is no taller than 36 inches at the withers, and the withers is right here. You're okay, cut it out.
Now the only value is as a pet, because you can't like race them or.
Right. No, a lot of people will use them for. There's a farm in Stevens City that breeds them and raises them for therapeutic reasons, and they actually sometimes house train them to live in the house with the handicapped child.
Literally no shit in the house.
Yep.
Now these guys are definitely producing an ample supply. It's a shame there's no value there.
Yeah.
So if this one has a baby, what would the baby be worth?
It would depend on her conformation. She's got really poor conformation. You can see that she's much smaller than him.
Conformation that she's a mini?
Yeah, but how she's put together, like he's put together, he's very, very level. He's got good straight legs. He's got a beautiful head. I think she's going to have a pretty head once we get this gross hair off of her. And a lot of times they shave minis. They don't just let them naturally shed out. And he keeps flinching when I move my hands. He's been beat. I noticed that before.
Why would someone beat a horse?
People do all kinds of terrible things to horses. Heather's gotten abused horses before.
But I mean, that behaving or, huh?
People are nasty. People do nasty things. Children get abused. But I mean, she's definitely a mini. But I
can't imagine what these little horses would do to cause you to get angry at them.
I know. I mean, they're animals.
So which is the wild one you said?
She is. That's why she's standing over there.
But when you say wild, you just mean it's not.
She's not broke. She's never been handled.
She's just been on a pasture somewhere?
Yeah. She's probably never been touched until Heather touched her yesterday. Now this is very brave of her. She doesn't normally come this close, but Heather handled her yesterday. Brooke came over and she was out here with him for about 3 hours. She had him out and her in. This is very brave. He's going to make a face at her and chase her away from the grass. He'll lay his ears back at her. I just saw him do it. But this is really, really improvement already.
Because you're bringing her food, so she's all about you.
Well, just before when I was throwing the grass over the fence, she would go all the way to the other side of the... See, she just flinched.
Have you named them?
Oh, not yet. Brooke wants to name them goofy names, but I'm just like, they're not mine. It's up to Heather. But Heather will probably resell him because you can't keep a stallion and a mare together if she's not already pregnant. Once she comes in season, she will be. And plus, Heather's bringing her horse home. See, he just made a face at her again.
Are humans the only species that does it anytime? Like it seems like all the animals, they're like in heat
seasons, yeah. They have to be in heat. Yep.
Wonder if humans have that. We just don't know it anymore. Because
I couldn't answer that question, Dan. But for a stallion, he's pretty calm. And Brooke brushed his tail, trimmed him up. He had knots and twists in his mane. She trimmed him up. We gave him a bridle path. Oh, come on now.
So he was trying to get his way with her, but she wasn't interested at all.
Yep.
She beat the hell out of him or something.
Squealed and kicked both hind feet out. And these guys will kick. Both of them will kick. You're okay. What are you over there for? Come here. You okay? Oh, now he's going to be scared. Oh, look at that. He's going to chase her out of that grass. But,
so
I haven't really handled them. So, I mean, I've just helped get them in here. We brought them in, through the side door, the side gate. And stepping over a piece of wood is a new concept to them. So they were pretty shook up, but they're pretty calm. They're actually a whole lot calmer than I expected.
Now they produce this poop in like a day?
Yeah, they've only been here.
It looks like they're only pooping in one place. Do they do that?
That is a common trait for stallions. Stallions will do that a lot. Even in a stall, they'll poop in one corner and they pee in the middle. So there's always a dip. Now this dip in the middle of this pen is because the dogs used to live in here. We have beagles.
What do you do with the poop?
Huh?
What do you do with the poop?
A lot of people will use it on their flower beds and gardens, but you have to let it get seasoned first. You can't it's too hot. You have to let it dry out, and it should be at least a year old before you use it.
You'd let the poop pile up for a year?
Yeah, but once horses are loose, they just poop wherever they want to poop.
Now you've got this whole lawn here. Now they're in this pen. Is this?
It's because they're too wild to turn loose. If we turned them loose, we'd probably never catch them again. That's why they're in here.
Oh, because even though they're in a pen, you'd have to have like 6 guys to.
Yeah. It took Heather and 2 men. The 2 men were on 4-wheelers. It took them an hour and a half to run her down. They got her into a small area, and she got underneath the fence and kept on going.
So these guys, you'll play with them for a few days, and then you'll make a decision. If they come to you and like eat sugar out of your hand or something, then you could get them in a field.
Well,
when will you know that?
Any horse you can tame down, but a horse that he's been handled. When the girls were handling him, he will lead. He'll walk next to you. He'll stop. You have to pull him a little bit and wait. You put pressure on the lead rope, and eventually they'll give to it. They'll take some steps forward. You can pick his feet up. I told Brooke, I said, I don't know about the hind feet. You can handle his feet. He understands what back up means. So he's been handled. She has never been handled at all. So it will take time. It'll take probably at least a month, if not longer, for her to get over being so afraid. It may take much longer because she's gone as long as she has without being handled.
Now, last question. You said they make okay pets. Do they have little personalities, and do they play or hang out with you, or what kind of stuff? Like, how do you compare it to a dog or a goat or whatever?
They're a horse. They're just little. They don't know they're little, so they have a horse personality, which each horse is individual. But they make great pets. You can keep them in a smaller area, and putting a horse in this size pen, it could work. We've never done it, But
for them to have a healthy place to play and run and stuff, how much land for a horse like this? And I guess you'd want 2 or more. Are they?
They do better in pairs, and that's why Heather got these, is because she needed a mini to be a companion for her horse Wolf, because he does not do well at all. In the place that he's at right now, there's 6 horses. So one of these guys, this one will probably stay. This one will probably go.
Okay.
Don't make faces at me. I saw that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Allison Duvall.
You're welcome.
For the unnamed miniature, well, horses of ill reputation. We don't know. Anyway, these are the horses, and they're hungry.